Hello and welcome to a Warframe video. So, tactical alerts, they are back. And with them come a nice little supply of rewards that you can acquire for, well, doing them. And yeah, so the tactical alert is Corpus faction. The faction is going to be the Corpus. And to give you the short version of what you're going to be facing if you haven't done it already, it's essentially a lot of hyenas and a lot of Eximus enemies, and a lot of bursas every now and then. So the first mission is basic. Well, if you haven't faced hyenas before, they're essentially the boss that you fight in Alad V, the Zanuka. They're essentially these like dog-like creatures that are like robotic, and they move around. Each one of them, there is a variety of them, and each one of them will have its own like element as well as abilities. There's one that deals fire damage. There's one that deals frost damage. There's one that spirals around and deals an AoE attack that you have to avoid. And the fourth one, which is probably the most annoying, which is the magnetic one. The magnetic one will essentially also drain your energy, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass. On top of that, you will also have Bruxas, Bursas, which will actually every now and then make their way into the game, and you'll have to deal with them as well. So, and of course, everything else is a lot of Eximus enemies, and I do mean a lot of Eximus enemies. Now, when it comes to the first mission, it's a defense. You have to protect the relic. There is something tricky about it, which is while the enemies will be coming from the front, as you can see here, there are some actual enemies that will be trying to flank the item from behind. Yeah, you can see them right here. They're actually Eximus enemies, and they try to flank from behind the artifact, and they try to deal damage to it. And if we actually weren't like paying attention at all times, they would actually destroy it before we even had a chance to know about this. So yeah, while you're mowing down the numbers on this particular well, it is a very long one. It's like 20 waves, which is insane. But yeah, while you're mowing down the numbers that come from the front, you also want to pay attention to all the numbers that come from the back, because they will be dealing the most damage to the artifact, and you want to protect it, because if it's destroyed, it's over. So yeah, after 20 waves, it takes a decent amount of time. Yeah, you win. The next one is an interception. The interception is, I mean, it's round 3. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like round 4, but then again, I was with a very, very good group. So in the end, I really didn't need to do anything. I honestly just sat there on my lane. I was like, well, each of us went into our own what do you call it? Like point in order to protect. And the enemies kind of, they like to make a priority into one or two of them specifically before moving to the next one. So if one person protects that one very well, then the other ones are pretty much safe. And I ended up just pretty much not doing anything. I ended up being bored in this particular game. So yeah, it was an easy match for me. But yeah. Make sure you have some really good crowd controllers when you are doing that interception. Now the third one is a survival. This is where you get the best rewards, which is the Orokin Catalyst and the Orokin Reactor. These are probably like the best rewards among the tactical alert. And yeah, all you have to do is survive for about 20 minutes. Yeah, pretty much. It's a 20-minute survival, and it's actually not that difficult. I mean, I didn't have any problems with it. In fact, I was just, at some point, I just got bored a little bit. Maybe because the enemy spawn rate was not that good. I don't know. I don't really know. But it wasn't a really difficult match. It was actually pretty easy, and I just used my Nidus, built up stacks. I knew we were going to have to stay longer than 10 minutes. It actually made it so that tactical alerts have a higher duration than normal alerts. So I imagine we would stay a little bit longer. So I got my hands on my Nidus, and I was able to clear out no problem. It was a piece of cake. And we got our bread and butter of the mission, which was the Orokin reactors and catalysts. And then there's the last one, which is an optional one. Really, you don't really need to do it, but the only thing that you get is a sigil. Like you get 2 sigils. One which is the Stratus emblem, which I got before on a previous tactical alert, and the one which is the Rift sigil, which I guess it's, I don't know, new? I don't know, I don't really know if it was before. The last mission is a defense mission, and it's probably the most clustery of all of them. You have bursas, you have hyenas, you have eximus out of the ass, and yeah, you want to bring a lot of energy supports and a lot of, I don't know, any supports that you might need. You want to bring them. Make sure you have a decent group. I was lucky enough for all of the games to actually have a decent group, so I was okay. The tactical alerts are not really that special. They may be definitely a little bit something more than what a new player can handle, but if you are a player who has been, who has been playing the game for a while, then they're not really that big of a deal. It's just a matter of, having a group that can actually help you, that can actually, support you, give some aid as a whole. And yeah, once you do that, then everything, they just go by quite pretty fine, pretty quickly, in fact. They don't really take that long to actually complete, and they, yeah, you just get the rewards out of them. So yeah, these are the tactical alerts. They're nothing really that special, but they do give some rewards, which I do recommend doing them if you get the chance. So yeah, this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Stay cool, and I guess I'll see you later. Bye.